Hello, my name is Korina, and I'm a Buteyko Breathing Instructor and respiratory therapist. Today, we're going to interview Celia, one of my Buteyko Breathing students. Celia also works as a sales consultant. Celia, thanks so much for taking the time to chat with me today and share your experience with the Buteyko Breathing method.
You're welcome. I'm happy to be here. Thank you.
Hmm. So, to get us started, tell us a little bit about what was going on in your life that made you decide to try Buteyko.
Yeah, so I had been struggling with breathing issues at nighttime. I would fall asleep and I would kind of jolt awake throughout the night. And I had reached a point where I wasn't able to get a complete night's rest. I was starting to feel stressed and pressured, and I had started pursuing going to the doctor and trying to get a sleep test and see what was going on. And in the meantime, it was taking a really long time with all of the insurance and all the back and forth that I needed to do something right away to get some intervention. And that's how I found you and pursued Buteyko Breathing in the process of having to navigate the insurance and the doctors to, get a diagnosis.
Wow, it sounds like you were on a long journey. How long did that go on for you? That
It it went on, I would say that it had been going on from when I'd gone to the doctor and gotten to the point that I was ready to get help and I wasn't able to get a good night's sleep. It was about 2 months of
Mhm.
of just not really being able to sleep through the night, feeling really stressed out, starting to feel kind of panicky and anxious from the lack of sleep, feeling disoriented during the day. So yeah, about 2 months that was going on, and it felt like it was getting worse around the time that I came to work with you.
Mhm. Yeah, it sounds like it was pretty significantly affecting your quality of life.
It was.
Yeah. Well, tell me a little bit about how you're feeling now.
Yes, I'm feeling amazing. I feel the best that I felt in years. When I came to you, not only did I have the breathing issues and sleep issues, but also I had some chronic health conditions as well that I've been navigating, and really just kind of thought that that was what life was going to be like for the rest of my life, as far as the levels of discomfort that I was experiencing. But now I'm able to sleep through the night and get a full night's rest without any issues. So that's been a huge change. And also, my day-to-day life, my energy is better. I'm doing more things than I have really in about 10 years. I'm able to do more things, be more productive during the day, have more mental clarity, and do fun things on the weekends with my husband without being worried about running out of energy. So my whole quality of life has completely transformed. And yeah, I mean, I feel so good. And I don't even think I really realized how unwell I felt until now I'm
Mm.
feeling better, and I'm just shocked. And
Yeah.
one other thing I'll add too is that the freed up capacity has allowed me to do some other things with my health, as far as changing my diet and making some other changes that I wanted to make, but I didn't really have the capacity to before, and now I do.
Mhm. Yeah, it's been really fun to be on this journey with you and hear about some of the surprising things that have gotten better for you.
Mhm.
Maybe not as surprising from the idea of the Buteyko theory, but surprising for you because that's not what you necessarily started Buteyko
Mhm.
to do. And one thing that I remember you saying a lot is, "I'm a different person now."
Yes.
Yeah,
And I
yeah, it
really
was.
am.
Yeah. Well, thanks so much for sharing all of those improvements with us. So, tell us a little bit about what the process has been to get where you are now, because we know it's not just, point A to point B. There's some stops in between.
Yeah. So it's December now. I started coaching with you, I think around June, maybe mid-June. And so I did the advanced Buteyko course with you and went through that whole program. And then after that, I wanted to have continued support. And so I asked for continued coaching beyond that. And so I've had continued support through then. And so really, you guided me through the program and helped advise me with the best levels to go through and to practice and best practices. And you've been there for me via email in between sessions to answer my questions. And then when we get on to the sessions, I feel like you really listen to me and understand my concerns as what's going on. And so you've really helped me to like customize and tailor my own practice based on my needs and my health. And you've also listened for things and been observant of experience that I've had as far as detox and reactions that my body's had, and really advised me on the best way to keep my practice going outside of our sessions. And so the hands-on, customized guided support has been amazing for me since day one.
Well, I'm so happy to hear that. And it's like I said, it's been a pleasure working with you. Um, I'm going to throw a question at you that we didn't
Okay.
prepare.
Okay.
So you're a busy career woman,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of people that might hold back from doing a Buteyko course because there is a significant time commitment. What helped you to be able to dedicate that time to
Mhm.
Buteyko?
Well, first of all, having the app is really helpful because I'm a tracking productivity kind of person. So being able to have the app and monitor my progress and see my percentages and how often I've practiced, having that visual support and tool has really helped. But I've also had to dedicate time to it as well. So finding my schedule that works for me. There's the ideal schedule, and then there is like the perfect world schedule, I should say. And then there's like, hey, there's real life. And so I just hold myself accountable. And I think for me, the big thing of making time for it is the improvements of my health. That I know that if I go a couple days without doing my practice consistently or not doing the number of sessions my body really enjoys, then I start to feel some of my symptoms coming back. So I know for me that my quality of life really depends on it. And so that has made it worth it for me. And also just continuing to see the health improvements over time. It just has really sold me on the desire to continue my practice. So it's something that anything we want to improve in life, we have to put energy and time into. And your people in your life get used to it. Like my husband's like, are you breathing right now? And we have a joke, like, I haven't breathed today. So I do it in car rides when I'm the passenger. I don't do it while I drive. But there's different sessions that you can do active sessions when you're working. And so there's different varieties of sessions that you can do. And that's one thing that we did in my private coaching with you, is really come up with like a custom practice. Once I was done with the advanced program, come up with my custom practice and custom levels that really work with me when I'm busy, or, I just can't do the full practice because I want to keep going.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much for sharing not only your experience, but also some of those tips for people who
Yeah.
are also busy professionals. It can be easy to think, well, that's for somebody else because I just don't have the time, but they do. But you have to make the time, like you said, anything that's important to you.
Definitely.
Yeah, well, thank you. So, just to wrap up, so there's a number of different Buteyko courses out there. There's books, there's YouTube videos, workshops.
Mhm.
What's been your impression about a one-on-one coaching course like the advanced Buteyko course? What do you think might be the advantage, or what's your take on that?
Yeah, well, the advantage is having that customized support and guided feedback that's personalized to your needs. Outside of Buteyko, I've done group coaching and group programs for other things, or online courses, self-study, and you just don't get your questions answered really. And so this is a way to really get your questions answered, to get the customized guided support, to troubleshoot. And I just think that there's no substitution for having a real live instructor and coach in your corner that can be there for you and support you, especially whether you're dealing with like mild issues all the way to the most challenging and difficult. I mean, you're going to get results faster by having support than trying to do it on your own. I mean,
Hmm.
and there were things that I was doing from the beginning that had I had not had you as a coach, I would have practiced bad bad practices. I would have developed bad habits on my own because I said, oh, this and oh, this. And, so being able to say, well, when I breathe this way, should I feel this way? You can't do that with a YouTube video or a book or
Mhm.
a self-study program.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. That was my experience as
Yeah.
well in having the guided course. Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned detox. So, what role does the having an instructor play in that, do you think?
Yes. Well, so for the detox, I didn't really understand detox so much. And so, when we have our body will have certain reactions. I mean, you explain it really well in terms of what happens to our bodies and how, we're starting to heal and some of the toxins and, cellular debris or whatever is being released from our bodies. And I know for me, I would have just settled with being okay with not feeling well and just kind of because I didn't feel well for so long that I just thought that that was normal. And so when you really helped me to see, actually, Celia, we want you to feel good. It actually, when you're in too much of a detox, it can put stress on your body. And, and so having you be an advocate for me feeling good played a big role in that of me understanding like, okay, I don't have to just like have a headache all the time and feel like that's okay or whatever I was feeling at the time. So
Hmm.
having the private instruction and the support when those detox reactions were coming on was huge because it could have gone from me not feeling well for a long time to like a very short turnaround. And yeah, so you can't do that on your own. I would have never thought that way in my own head, just from my own, way of being before we met.
Yeah, well, thanks again for sharing all of that.
Yeah.
And, I've been really impressed with your dedication and determination, but also your flexibility in
Mhm.
applying the method to your life. And it's been a privilege to be on that journey with you, like I said.
Well, thank
Is,
you.
is there anything else you'd like to share before we
Yeah,
end?
I mean, I would say to anyone who's thinking about, working with Korina, and maybe you've been clicking around on her website and looking and just kind of poking around, I say go for it. I mean, the price and the cost, I mean, I invest in a lot of coaching and this and compared to that is a fraction, and the results that I've gotten in my life and the way that my health has improved, I mean, it's really priceless. I mean, it's value, 100, 200 times more than what I've actually spent. And so, yeah, I mean, I say if you're thinking about it, really take the leap and do it for yourself and at least have a consultation with Korina and, let her into your world and see what's going on with you and see how Buteyko could help you advance your life because it's the most powerful method I've ever experienced. And I'm just a raving fan. I'm always telling my conventional doctors about it and they just kind of look at me and I'm like, it works. It's amazing. So that's my message to anyone who's watched this and hasn't had the opportunity to work with you, and that you're just an amazing, kind therapist as well. And just really, you have your client's best interests in mind, and that really shows.
Well, thank you so much, Celia.
Awesome.
I've really appreciated hearing your experience today and that you're willing to share this with others that are thinking about Buteyko.
Yeah, happy to.